What are IDP leagues in fantasy football? Imagine a game where you don't just pick a team and hope for the best, but instead choose specific players from the defensive side of the ball. That's exactly what IDP leagues are all about. In these leagues, managers draft and start individual defensive players instead of just selecting a team defense. You might pick linebackers, defensive linemen, or defensive backs, and you score points based on what they do during the game. For example, tackles, sacks, interceptions, and forced fumbles all earn you points. Unlike traditional fantasy football leagues where the entire team defense earns points as a unit, IDP leagues focus on each player's performance. This means you need to evaluate defensive players carefully, understanding how different positions contribute to scoring. Linebackers often rack up points through tackles and sacks, while defensive backs earn points for interceptions and pass breakups. Defensive linemen mainly score through sacks and tackles for loss. Building your roster in an IDP league is more complex because you need to balance offensive skill players with impactful defensive players. Some leagues allow mixing team defenses with individual defensive players, but many replace the team defense entirely with IDPs. Scoring systems can vary, but generally, big plays like sacks and interceptions are worth more than routine tackles. This makes it important to prioritize players who make game-changing plays. When setting your lineup, you need to pay attention to your league's specific scoring rules and roster requirements. Some leagues might requiring a certain number of defensive linemen, linebackers, and defensive backs. Others might have a set number of players you can start each week, like 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and 2 defensive backs. Understanding these rules helps you draft smarter and set better lineups. IDP leagues make the game more detailed and engaging because you're not just hoping your team scores points, but actively managing individual defensive players. It adds a new layer of strategy, making player evaluation and weekly decisions more challenging and rewarding. If you enjoy analyzing players and want a more involved fantasy experience, IDP leagues are a great way to take your game to the next level.